Hey guys, how's it going? So today we have got some spicy news to cover that comes straight from the world of Pokemon. Let me just say that it's not going to be very pleasant to listen at all. Recently, the famous Japanese game developer, Game Freak, got a massive data breach, which leaked all sorts of news about Pokemon. Among the leaks, the most talked about are these lures that I don't think were ever meant to see the light of day. I mean, they should have just kept it secret and just put it in a secret vault, locked up. Maybe better idea, they just should have burned it. At any cost, these lures shouldn't be out in public. But guess what? It is. Today, we are going to be looking into these lures. So yeah, and just say that Games Freak added freak in the freaky. And because I don't want to get involved in any kind of copyright issues, I'm not going to be telling the exact stories. I'm going to give you a short summary so that at least you can get the idea what I mean. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's go. First one we have is a story of original sin. The distant past, woman and her companions catch and cruelly treat Slackoth for entertainment, often unaliving them or mutilating their corpses. One day, while alone in a forest, woman encountered a Vigoroth, the torn ear, which attacked her, leaving her injured and unconscious. When she awoke, she found herself in a mysterious place surrounded by Slackoth and Vigoroth, who was bearing wounds inflicted by her and her friends. She realized that Slackoth were disposing of the corpses of their own kind that she and her friends had unalived. The woman eventually returned home where she gave birth to a Slackoth child. Despite initial reservations, she decided to raise the child. However, friends still treating Slackoth as playthings, unalived the child, prompting the woman to flee into the forest with the body. In her grief, she threw herself to a lake surrounded by Slackoth and Vigoroth, seemed to be a place of reckoning for her past actions. This event marked a turning point as a friend began to treat Slackoth with respect and companionship, just as the woman had her in the final moments. Well, let me know your thoughts. I mean, that was pretty dark, and I know who come up with these stories. Let's look into the next lore, which is titled Collapse of Culture and Relationship. Let's see what awaits behind this door. The story begins in a coastal village, and the boundary between Pokemon and humans are blurred. A man formed a bond with a female octillery, and after several encounters, the octillery informed him in a dream that they had a child together. I mean, why are they so hell bent on creating with Pokemons? Or it is weird obsession, man. Let's proceed. Next morning, the man found a boy on the shore whom he raised as his own. The boy grew into a young man who often felt lonely after his father's passing away. One day, while walking along the beach, he encountered a group of Sharpedo playing in the water. When he approached, Sharpedo quickly swam away, but one lingered, left behind a sharp sword. The young man took the sword home and became a tool for him hunt and harm Pokemon. The young man's action is brutal and violent. He would injure and disfigure Pokemon for sport. He unalived many archery, stabbing them in their body. The behavior continued for some time until he lost his way while searching for firewood and stumbled upon an elderly archer's den. Inside the den, the young man found himself surrounded by people, scarred faces, who seemed to be discussing something among themselves. Elderly archery stood to him, asking him to come inside. The young man hesitated but eventually entered. As he fell asleep, he was surrounded by the people with scarred faces. When spring arrived, elderly archery spoke to the young man, questioning his violent actions and asking him why he had cut off Pokemon's faces and limbs. Elderly archery then offered him to guide him back to the village. The young man returned home. Upon his return, young man shared his experiences with the villagers. The next day, he led them back to the shore and encountered a large archery. In a fierce battle, the young man struggled to draw his sword and resorted to fighting with him bare hand. The battle was intense, and both the young man and the archer punching and strangling each other. In the end, both parties fought each other till they both passed away, collapsing together. The villagers returned to share the tale of the tragic confrontation, which served as a cautionary story about the consequences of violent actions. At least there's some good moral at the end of the story. But yeah, let me know your opinion on this lore, I guess. Okay, so on to the final lore. It is titled The Relationship Between Human and Pokemon. In a village, a girl went into the mountains, gathered firewood. Uh, she became lost as the sun began to set. Handsome stranger appeared, and despite his unfamiliar face, he was very charming. He offered to take her to home, cave for the night. The girl agreed, having no other choice. The stranger, who was actually a Typhlosion, invited her with food and shelter. And over time, the girl forgot about her family and her home. As the days passed, the girl and the Typhlosion formed a bond and she began being comfortable in his presence. Typhlosion would often go out to gather berries. The girl would wait for him, eating the berries he brought back. Typhlosion would also give her instructions, such as gathering firewood, but the girl was too scared climb the tall trees. So he would only gather branches from the shorter ones. As winter approached, Typhlosion prepared the girl for the possibility of her father finding her. Told her that if her father came, he would have to fight him, but the girl pleaded with him not to do so. Said that she couldn't live with him if she unalived her family. Typhlosion agreed to stay with her and sleep instead. However, when the girl's father did arrive, the Typhlosion decided to go outside and confront him. Before he left, gave the girl instructions on what to do if he were unalive. Told her, take his eyes, voice, and heart, build a fire at the spot where he was unalived, and burn them. He also taught her a song to sing while the fire burned. Girl's father unalived the Typhlosion, and she was devastated. She followed the Typhlosion's instructions, building a fire and burning his eyes, voice, and heart. She sang the song he had taught her until the fire burned out. Girl's father built a hut for her and her child to live in. Let's go. Never mind. But the villagers began to tease and torment them, calling them names and saying that they were not fully human. Villagers eventually tried to rape Afflusion failed over the girl and her child, which the girl knew would cause them to transform into Typhlosion. Girl pleaded with the parents, stop the villagers. They did not listen. When the villagers finally put the paint on the girl and her child, they howled loudly, transformed into Typhlosion, separating the forest. On that day, people understood Typhlosions were half human beings, and they were feared and respected by the villagers. I mean, what else is there to see? Like, next we will see a child between Onyx and a human mirror. What is going on, man? Just mind blown with the stories. What these people thinking about the stories and even getting paid. Let me know about your thoughts about these notes, and would you want to see these lores being into life in form of anime at some point? Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.